Hi everyone, in this lesson we're going to look at how we collect like terms together. And it's worth starting by defining what I mean by like terms. In algebra, like terms are those which have the same variable raised to the same power. Let me give you some examples of like terms. 4x and negative 5x are like terms because they have the same variable, in this case x, raised to the same power. Now we don't write the power in here, but it would be 1. Another example of like terms would be 2x squared and 4x squared. Notice they have the same variable raised to the same power, in this case 2. Some non-examples of like terms would be something like 3x and 4y. So notice that they don't have the same variable. Or we could have 5x squared and 2x. So even though these have the same variable, both of them have x, they're not raised to the same power. So those are not like terms, nor are those, but the first two examples were like terms. And what we need to know is that we can collect together like terms, but we cannot collect together unlike terms. Let's go over to our example. It says simplify 3x, add 7, add 8x, subtract 2. And this is an example where we have variables and constants. What I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to circle all of my like term pairs. So here I've got 3x, so I'm going to circle that. And I'm going to circle my 8x because that is a like term with it. And just in a different color, I'm going to circle my constants. So I have plus 7 and I have negative 2. In order to simplify this, I can collect together my x's with my x's and my constants with my constants. What I could do is I could rewrite it if it helps. I'm going to rewrite this as 3x add 8x, or you could go straight to 11x if you're happy with that. And then I'll collect together my 7 and my negative 2 and just write them beside each other so I can see that. What I can then do is I can add together my like terms. So 3x add 8x gives me 11x, and 7 take away 2 gives me positive 5. That is my final answer because I cannot collect 11x and 5 together because they're not like terms. And one last thing to draw your attention to is that there are different rules for how we write our algebra. And the first rule we need to remember in this example is that the variables come before the constants. If I look at my answer, my variable, the x here, is before the constant. So I know that I've actually done that rule. So that's okay. But just bear that in mind when you do the next example. Pause the video and give this one a go. Simplify 9, add 4y, add 1, subtract 3y. Let's begin by circling our like terms. So here I have 4y. What I like to do is I like to circle the symbol in front of it so that I know that's positive 4y. And the reason I do that is because it's quite helpful when I've got this negative term on the end. I'm going to circle that symbol in front of it because I know that's negative 3y. And now I'll go ahead and I'll circle my constant. So that's positive 9 and positive 1. From there, I'll collect together my like terms by rewriting them beside each other. So I have 4y, subtract 3y, and then I'm adding 9, and then I'm adding 1. From there, I go ahead and collect together my like terms. So 4y take away 3y is just 1y. I don't need to write the coefficient when it's just 1. And then I'll do 9 add 1 to give me 10. Y and 10 are not like terms, so I cannot collect this together. And I'll check my rule. Are my variables before my constants? Well, y is my variable and it's before my constant of 10, so I know that I've done that right. In practice, if you're happy with skipping this line of working out and going straight to your answer, then that's absolutely fine. Okay, our next example involves multiple variables. Simplify 7a, subtract 3b, subtract 8a, subtract b. And now we have a second rule that we need to remember. Our first is that variables come before constants. Our second is that we need to write it in alphabetical order. So let's have a look at what that means in this context. Let's start by circling our like terms. So I've got A's and B's. I'm going to circle my A's in this color. And here I've got negative 8a, really important that I circle the symbol in front of it. And then let's go ahead and circle our B's. Again, I've got a negative b here, circle that minus symbol in front of it. And again, negative 3b here. Then what I can do is I can rewrite it so that the A's are with the A's. So I've got 7a, subtract 8a. I've got negative 3b, subtract b. 7a subtract 8a is negative a. And negative 3b subtract b, well, that's just like doing the calculation. Negative 3 subtract 1. I'm going to be more negative. That would be negative 4. Therefore, negative 3b subtract b is negative 4b. b. From here, I need to check my rules. Are my variables before my constants? Well, this one isn't really important because there are no constants. There are no numbers. Everything's a variable here. And then my second rule, is it in alphabetical order? Well, it's A, then B, so it's in alphabetical order already. I've satisfied both of those. Of course, I can't collect these together because negative A and negative 4B are not like terms. So this is my final answer. Pause the video and give this question a go. All right, let's start off by circling our like terms. So I've got negative 5p, subtract 10q, add 6p, subtract 12q. Let's circle our p's in green. I've got negative 5p here, and I've got positive 6p over here, circling that symbol in front. Then in red, we'll circle our q. So I've got negative 10q, and I've got negative 12q over here. Then what I'll do is I'll write my like terms beside each other so I can collect them together. If you're happy skipping right to the answer at this point, then that's okay. So what I'll do is I'll write negative 5p, add 6p, and then negative 10q, subtract 12q like that. Okay. Negative 5p, add 6p takes me to 1p. I don't need to write the coefficient in that case. Negative 10q, subtract 12q takes me to negative 22. Then I need to check my rules. Variables before constants. Well, there are no constants in this case, so I'm not concerned about that. And alphabetical order. Well, P comes before Q in the alphabet, so this is already okay. So that is my final answer. Our next example involves variables with some powers. So simplify 2x squared, subtract 4x, subtract 3, add 9x, add x squared. What I need to remember is that x squareds and x's are not like terms because they don't have the same power. So I've actually got 3 different types of terms in this question. Let's circle them all different colors. So I'll start by circling my x squareds. I've got 2x squared there, and I've got a positive x squared on the end. Then I have x's and constants. So I've got a negative 4x here, and I've got a positive 9x here. And that leaves me with a negative 3, which is my constant. What I'll then do is I'll write my like terms beside each other. So I've got 2x squared, add x squared. I've got negative 4x, subtract 9x. And I've got my constant, which is my negative 3 on the end. What I've just done out of habit is I've actually done rule 3, which is that I need to write the highest power to the lowest power. In this case, my highest power is x squared. The x's here have a hidden power of 1, so to speak. And then this on the end, actually, we could think of as being x to the power of 0. So if you notice, I've already written it from highest power to lowest power just out of habit, but we need to be doing that. You might think, why can we write negative 3 as negative 3x to the 0? Well, just remember what x to the 0 is. It's equal to 1. Therefore, negative 3x to the 0 is equal to negative 3. Now I can go ahead and collect my like terms. So 2x squared add x squared gives me 3x squared. Negative 4x subtract 9x gives me negative 13x. And I'm left with the negative 3 on the end. We don't actually write the power on the x term, and we definitely don't write the power on the constant. I just showed you that so that we can understand that it is highest to lowest. So I'll go ahead and get rid of those powers. So that would be my final answer, and I just need to check my rules. Are the variables before the constants? Well, yes, because my 3x squared and my x come before my 3. Is it in alphabetical order? Well, I'm not too concerned with that rule in this case, so that's okay. And are they in highest power to lowest power? Well, we already talked about how they are, so that's okay as well. Pause the video and give this question a go. Okay, let's run through it. Negative 4y, add 3y squared, subtract y, add 10y squared, add 2y cubed. So I've got 3 different types of terms in this question. I've got my y cubed terms, so I'm going to circle that in green. Then I have my y squared terms, which I'll circle in red. So I've got positive 3y squared, and I've got positive 10y squared over here. Remember to circle that symbol in front of the term. And then lastly, I have my y term. So I've got negative 4y, and I've got negative y, like that. I know that one of the rules I need to remember is that I need to write them from highest power to lowest power. So I'll start by writing my highest power first. That's the 2y cubed. Then I'll deal with my y squared. So I've got 3y squared, add 10y squared. And then lastly, deal with my y's. I've got negative 4y, subtract y. Collect together your like terms. Well, 2y cubed is on its own. There are no other y cubed terms, so I'll leave that as it is. Then collect together your y squareds. So 3y squared and 10y squared is 13y squared. And then deal with your y's on the end. Negative 4y subtract y is negative 5y. That should be your final answer. In our very first example of the lesson, we said that variables must come before constants. But in this example, we're going to look at something of an exception to this rule, and you'll see why in a second. So simplify negative 2, add 2x, add 10, subtract 6x. Two different terms there. I've got my x term and my constants. Let's go ahead and treat them differently. I'll circle my x terms in blue. That's negative 6x. And then I've got 2x over here, positive 2x that is. And then in red, I'll circle my constants. I've got negative 2 and I've got positive 10. Rewriting it gives me 2x, take away 6x, subtract 2, add 10. Collect together your like terms, so 2x subtract 6x is negative 4x, and negative 2 add 10 gives me positive 8. Now, according to rule number 1, the variables must come before the constants, and that's exactly what I've got going on here. My variable of x comes before my constant, which is 8. But when we've got something like this, negative 4x add 8, the general notation for writing that is actually to swap them round and write it as 8 subtract 4x. So something of an exception to rule 1, because normally we'd have our variables first, but when we've got a situation like this, we'll put our positive first and then follow it by our negative. Now, what would happen if I had negative 4x subtract 8? Well, in this case, I would stick to rule 1, where the variables come before the constants. The exception to the rule happens when I've got a positive and a negative like this. Give you a few more examples of when we might do something like this. If we had negative x squared add 8, we would tend to write that as 8 subtract x squared like this. Okay, so just wanted to make you aware of that exception. Pause the video and give this question a go. Okay, let's run through it. So simplify 6y, subtract 3, subtract 11y, add 15. Let's circle my y terms in green. This is a negative 11y. And then I'll circle my constants. So I've got negative 3 and I've got positive 15. Go ahead and write them beside each other. So 6y, subtract 11y, subtract 3, add 15. 6y subtract 11y is negative 5y. And negative 3 add 15 takes me to positive 12. And here I have this exception where I need to write my positive before my negative. So it would be 12 subtract 5y. Now, of course, this line and this line are mathematically equal, and this line here isn't wrong per se. It's just that the notation, that is the way we write things, is that we write it like this. That's the preference. If you're using our curriculum booklets, you can now complete exercises 1 to 4. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed this video lesson, it's part of our mathematics curriculum. You can try a free sample on our website at mathslogos.com. We also offer online mathematics lessons for home educating families, co-ops, and schools. So if you're interested in arranging a free trial lesson, drop me an email at scott@mathslogos.com. Thank you.